After 40 years, Pine Plaza Appliance is saying goodbye. They're going out of business and need to clear out their remaining inventory of washers, dryers, fridges, and more. Everything must go. Get the biggest savings of your life before the doors close forever. Stop into Pine Plaza Appliance.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Well, it wouldn't be the day before a holiday without a little chaos. How's it going, Mary?
Oh, we definitely need chaos. It's just how it goes. Oh boy. Well, yeah, it is a chaotic Wednesday. I'm feeling the same. I didn't need the tutorial to get the snowblower going. I remembered everything just fine. Used it about 3 times yesterday and this morning. So, yeah. And of course, just as I got ready to walk out the door, guess what happened?
Started snowing?
The plow came.
Oh.
But I'm grateful for the plow. So thanks to all of you who are operating those plows on our city streets. We are very grateful for that.
Yes.
Even if I do have to go back out with the snowblower after I'm all ready for work. But yeah, it was not a big deal to take care of it. But yeah. So, well, here it is, the first snowstorm behind us.
First snowstorm and a lot of electrical outages across the area.
Oh, my goodness. Did your power just keep coming on and going off last night?
It did out here. When I got home, it was fine. But this side of town,
oh, my goodness.
I didn't
Ours
get
was out, but it was just seconds, and then it would come back on. But I bet it happened 15 times.
Yeah, and every time that happens, you have to go reset all of our computers.
You have to reset all the clocks. You have to reset internet stuff.
Yep.
You know what? I gave up last night. I was watching TV, and every time the power went out, then I'd have to go reset stuff. And I thought, skip this. I just don't care that much. I grabbed a book because that was just easier than. And I've reset the clock, I don't know, 50 times anyway. So I just waited till this morning to reset clocks. Everything was blinking in my house this morning.
I wish we were as lucky over here because when that happens, we have to reset a lot of computers.
Yeah, way bigger hassles here, that's for sure. Yeah. I mean, setting the time on the microwave and the coffee maker, small potatoes in comparison to what goes on in a studio with all this technology.
Yeah, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get everything back online, and then we'd have another blackout, and then 10 to 15 minutes to get back online.
I don't know what was going on because it was so short. It was just quick little blips. So, but anyway, I always want to thank both Lake Region Electric and Otter Tail Power Company for, the area that we live in that is served by those guys who, yesterday, it was not fun to walk to your car, much less hang out in that weather and climb poles during that terrible, awful weather. I know I have a son-in-law who is a lineman, and it's hard work, and it's dangerous, and it's in the worst weather ever. So we want to thank all those guys who were out there climbing the power poles last night. And I know it got to be a very long night for a lot of those guys. So, and maybe some of them are still on it today. But we are grateful that you keep the lights on. And so anyway, we want to provide a big shout out to those guys because that's a no fun kind of a job, and they get the worst of the weather for sure. So hopefully you made it through the storm, and just a heads up, if you haven't headed out yet today, the streets in town are crazy slippery. So there's a lot of snowpack, ice pack. We got, it was so wet before the snow came.
Yeah, all that rain.
And so there's a layer of ice beneath that snow, and it's treacherous. So
slow down.
Oh my goodness, really slow down.
Parking lots, sidewalks, they're all very icy.
Everything. So be really careful. And the deal is that it's going to be cold enough for the next 10 days. So none of this is going anywhere.
No.
And I always think, oh well, it'll melt on the driveway, but yeah, no. So it's going to be a while before we see any melting. In fact, We tried to sit in the hot tub last night, and it kept blowing the top down. So it was just ugly to be outside.
Yeah.
So for those people who have to work outside today, we hope that you can stay warm and dry and everything. You walked outside to your car yesterday, and you got soaked. So imagine working outside in that all day. Oh,
Yep.
yeah. So anyway, that thank you going on. Of course, there's lots of stuff going on in politics, and I'm, lately, especially over the last, 3-4 days, the lead story practically across the country is fraud in Minnesota.
Yep.
This state should be so ashamed of itself.
But they're not.
Well, yeah, and even those people that they know have done wrong and stolen millions of dollars and funneled it to their own terrorist organizations in their home countries. Even when they get charged, there's a judge who throws it out.
That's absolutely
Unbelievable.
ridiculous. She should be
Unbelievable.
removed from her bench immediately.
Absolutely should be removed. And there's a lot of people that are lawmakers who should be removed for that kind of stuff too. Yeah. And this fraud case with the guy in Pelican Rapids. I mean, and that's happening all over the place. But Minnesota is a hotbed for that kind of junk. And he was saying that he was feeding 6,000 people, 6,000 kids every day in a town of 2,500. So how does that happen? And what will happen to this guy?
He'll probably be let go. And if he does get convicted, the judge will say, hey, you can go.
Wow. Well, if you think that is crazy, let me tell you about another kind of crazy. Here we go. You can't even make this stuff up. This comes from Fox News Digital. As families across the U.S. gather on Thanksgiving to celebrate one of the nation's most cherished national holidays, some educators and schools are lamenting the day, pushing back on its colonial roots and incorporating, get this, diversity, equality, and inclusion into the holiday. Oh. I never want to hear any one of those three words ever again in my life. Well, anyway, at the University of California, Davis, and California History Social Science Project, which describes itself as, quote, resources and professional learning for K through 12 history social science. We're talking about kids here, folks. They hosted a Zoom event called Decolonizing Thanksgiving in the Classroom. We will discuss reframing classroom practices and rituals about Thanksgiving, centering perspectives from Turtle Island, a name for North America used by some indigenous people, will help us decolonize Thanksgiving and spark new conversation about how to authentically make meaning of this holiday with our students.
At least they're going to do it authentically.
Oh my goodness. So now we're going to trash Thanksgiving for K through 12 students. Now this is in California, but you just watch.
Yeah.
This is going to happen in Minnesota maybe tomorrow, if it isn't already.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Minnesota is California, people. That's just how it is.
It's an embarrassment.
It is embarrassing. And if, boy, I always say if I could take my lake place and my family and move to South Dakota, I'd be out of here so fast. Anyway, I just, yeah. The event was described as a way to actively contribute to inclusive and equitable practices that influence individual and systemic change. Pew. Yuck. I want to stick my finger down my throat. Stuff like that. I mean, why do we have to ruin everything in this United States? I don't get it. Okay, if you think that's bad, I can top it.
Wow.
And then we'll go on. A Colorado family, their outrage over this. They are suing the school system, and I'll tell you why. Their 11-year-old daughter is being assigned to a hotel room and ultimately the same bed with a transgender student at an overnight school trip to Washington, D.C.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's bad.
That's really bad.
Now we have taken it to a new level. She's 11. Okay, everyone right now, if you have an 11-year-old, whether it's a daughter or a granddaughter, what would you do? Even if you are far left thinking, is that really okay with you? Can you look me in the face and absolutely say, that would be okay if my 11-year-old girl sleeps with a transgender boy? I don't think so.
No.
Wow. Anyway, so it gets crazier. They said that they didn't want us to talk about it because they want to protect the privacy of the other student. Oh, well, let's protect the offender here. And our thoughts are, well, what about the privacy of our daughter? No kidding. Anyway, according to the family, their daughter only learned the truth upon arriving at the overnight trip and immediately called her mother, who was serving as a chaperone, thankfully, on the same event, in distress. Although the school ultimately allowed the girl to switch rooms, she was allegedly instructed not to discuss the reason for the change. A directive her parents argue reflects a broader pattern of secrecy with the Jefferson County Public School.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Oh, my goodness.
There's a lot of people that need to be fired.
This is stuff you cannot make up. And I would like to talk with some of my friends who lean a little to the left or even a little further to the left. Can you really, in your heart of hearts, can you truthfully look me in the eye and tell me that that's not a big deal? To have a transgender boy who thinks who knows what to sleep with your 11-year-old girl. In what world is that okay? Oh my goodness. So just when you think it couldn't get any crazier, well, stand back, because it is. So what will happen to all this Minnesota fraud? What will happen to, because it's been uncovered. I mean, it's there. It's proven. What will happen to some of these knuckleheads?
Nothing.
Do you really think nothing?
Absolutely nothing. They're going to circle the wagons, and so many people just vote if it's got an R or a D behind their name that it doesn't matter.
I suppose you're right.
No matter how scummy he is, he's going to get reelected.
Wow. And you know, a lot of this, well, all of it has happened on his watch.
Oh, yeah, all of it.
But I think, you know, there are a lot of lawmakers who let this be swept away, too. So shame on them. So anyway, I saw a clip of Senator Jordan Rasmussen on television last night on a newscast, and he said, how does this happen? You know, I mean, really, how ridiculous. And this has been going on for a long time now, folks.
Oh, yeah.
This is a COVID-era deal. And this guy from Pelican Rapids really says he's feeding 6,000 kids every day in a town of 2,500. How does that happen? I mean, if he said, yep, I'm feeding 6,000 in Pelican Rapids, Minnesota, would somebody not just at least check into Pelican Rapids, Minnesota? See what the school looks like? See what the population is?
Nope.
I mean, it's so ridiculous. And you're crazy if you don't believe me when I say that a lot of that fraud money is being shipped overseas.
Yeah, it is, because they've found it and they've traced it. And the thing is, there always they always run to the same defense. Well, if we investigate it, it'd be racist.
Oh boy. Well, I say, if that's the case, move forward on the racism and find out and nail these people to the wall. I mean, they cannot get away with this.
Mm-hmm.
And
the weird thing is, they don't care if they go to prison for like 1 or 2 years. They've got $20 million.
Well, they've got a network of people taking care of it while they're gone. So I don't know how you right this ship, but it's got to be changed. Minnesota has to change.
Yeah.
And I really don't think that even, again, if you are left-leaning, I don't think you think that's okay either. I don't think siphoning millions and billions of dollars out of Minnesotans to send to other countries, I just don't think they can think that's okay.
Yeah,
So it puzzles me. But anyway, I guess we'll never know the answer to that. Anyway, House Speaker Mike Johnson has informed the White House that most Republican lawmakers are not interested in extending the Affordable Care Act's enhanced subsidies. Johnson delivered the message as President Trump's advisors prepared a proposal to continue the subsidies for 2 more years. Now, isn't this what he was standing his ground on during the government shutdown? The enhanced subsidies are set to expire at year's end, affecting millions of Americans. Now, We know that insurance is terribly expensive. You don't have to tell us. We're all experiencing just that thing. Health insurance specifically, just through the roof. But this is why the government was shut down for more than a month, because they were digging their heels in on extending these subsidies. So now all of a sudden we're saying, okay.
And when it was passed,
if you're going to say okay, do it 5 days into the shutdown, not 40 or whatever it was.
And when it was passed during the Obama era, I mean, this has been around for a while. They said it, hey, I'm going to have this stuff expire, when it's somebody else's issue, not mine.
Yeah, well, it has not been a popular program.
No.
It has not been a good program for cost to the, to United States citizens. But anyway, I don't know if that's going to go through or not, but he certainly has waffled on that. U.S. official told CBS News that Ukraine has accepted a peace deal brokered by the Trump administration to halt Russia's nearly 4-year assault. Ukraine's national security advisor said both sides reached what they're calling a common understanding on the proposal, with only minor details left to finalize. President Zelensky could visit the United States before the end of November to complete that agreement. So cross your fingers, hope that actually happens, although I feel like we've had a couple of near misses before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, coming up on 9:30, break for some market information, and we're back with more on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox, right away, the weather.
Don't you listen to the weather? We got a major storm here. Climate the weather.
At 4:06, hear what beer Ray has picked out. Then hear fellow Ox listeners' Why Nots on Why Not Wednesday with the Boulder Tap House. Then it's all on for Thanksgiving. Travel news, food ideas, traditions. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on KBRF.
What's the Ox say?
The 2025 model year closeout pricing has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. They have just a handful of new 2025 Chevy and Buick vehicles remaining, and all of them are at their lowest prices of the year. From the Chevy Blazer to the Buick Enclave, you won't want to miss out on these great deals. Contact the sales team for more information. Minnesota Motor. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls. This is Craig Olson. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 for the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, swimming, cross country. I interview area coaches to discuss the season, recap the last game, and preview upcoming games. Catch the live show at 8 on Saturday morning on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the live stream and archived shows at kbrfradio.com. Just click on Sports Streaming. The Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe.
Dairy pumps that were designed more than 50 years ago do not meet today's large dairy farm requirements. Bopeller pumps by McFinn Technologies were born and patented this century with a unique and innovative design that ensures gentle, low-shear pumping along with efficient, high capacity and long seal life. Bopeller pumps for all your applications will ensure your dairy is operating with 21st century technology. Bopeller is American innovation. Contact your dealer today.
Get the latest in ag information and market updates with the Red River Farm Network. Monday through Friday, News Talk 1250 AM KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning, market update time here on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Tyler Donaldson. Grains markets here ahead of tomorrow's Thanksgiving holiday, trading higher across the board. Soybeans, corn, wheat, all about 3 to 7 cents higher. Kleiss Commodities owner Al Kleiss says the grains are trading higher off of good export sales today.
We saw China come in overnight by 10, 12. I've heard as much as 14 cargoes of beans. So I was surprised that was not more positive right from the get-go. Seasonal traders are buying corn in here. If you look at when corn markets have bottomed quite often, it's in the first notice day, right around that time period, the last several years. And so we have some end user buying in here. And with the winter storm, there's very little grain moving.
Cattle markets also trading higher across the board. Hogs contracts $1 to $1.40 higher. Feeders are about 5.5 to 6.30 higher. Fats cattle is 360 to 465 higher here to start out the day's trade. Kleiss says cattle markets trading higher across the board after recovering from news of the Tyson packing plant closure in Nebraska.
Monday, we had the announcement by Tyson they're shutting down the packing plant in Nebraska in January. I was just amazed. I think the market totally overreacted. Hopefully, none of the listeners panicked and sold on that day, because since then, we've seen the market come back, and futures are now trading at a huge discount to the cash market, especially when you look at feeder cattle prices. And so that gap between the low futures price versus the cash index is narrowing today.
Reporting agriculture's business, you're listening to the Red River Farm Network.
Protect your livelihood with a livestock risk protection policy through Ag Country Farm Credit Services. With an LRP policy, you're covered if the market price unexpectedly drops for fed cattle, feeder cattle, or swine. Coverage options range from 70 to 100%. Get an LRP policy from a team that knows agriculture. Contact your local Ag Country office to learn more. Ag Country, focused on ag, focused on you. Ag Country is an equal opportunity lender and provider.
Selling farmland can be a once-in-a-lifetime decision. This is Chris Griffin with Red River Land Company in Grand Forks. With decades of experience in farm real estate, our company and its founder, John Botsford, understand the agricultural landscape and are here to help guide you through the process from start to finish. We encourage you to visit redriverlandco.com to check out our listings and recent sales. If you have land to sell or manage or just want to discuss the land market, let's talk. Red River Land Company, your trusted name in farm real estate.
Thanks to the American farmer for putting food on the plate, clothes on our back, and fuel in our tank. Your work is measured in acres, not hours. The Red River Farm Network is here to deliver farm news, markets, and weather information to the best farmers in the business. From Rugby to Benson and Roseau to Aberdeen, the Red River Farm Network covers agriculture. Go online to rrfn.com to find your local Red River Farm Network radio station. Podcasts are also available online at rrfn.com, iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify.
Harvest Hotline brings you daily updates with farmers, custom harvesters, elevator managers, and more. Get the latest on harvest progress, yields, and what's happening in the field. Harvest Hotline can be heard weekdays at 12:37 during Agriculture Today. Harvest Hotline brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, Amity Technology, North Dakota Mill, and U.S. Custom Harvesters. We're the Red River Farm Network, reporting agriculture's business.
December wheat Minneapolis is 6 3/4 higher to 5.86 3/4. Chicago December wheat's 3.5 cents higher to 5.30 3/4. KC hard red winter wheat's up 7.5 to 5.20 3/4. December corn up a nickel and a quarter to 4.28 3/4. January soybeans 4 cents higher at 11.29. January canola in Winnipeg's 3.20 per metric ton higher to 651.40 Canadian. December live cattle up 3.12 to 210.12. January feeders are up 5.15 to 3.12.22. December hogs are $1 higher at 79.45. Reporting agriculture's business, you're listening to the Red River Farm Network.
If you're building a new house or shop this summer, Easy Open Garage Door in Fergus Falls is here to help you pick the right garage door for your new build. Call today for a free estimate. Commercial or residential, make it easy. With Easy Open Garage Doors, call 218-770-DOOR.
The countdown to cozy nights and sparkling lights is on. Otter Cove's Festival of Lights is back, and they want you to help make it shine brighter than ever. Businesses and organizations can deck out a dazzling display or simply support the event that brings smiles to families all over Fergus Falls. Nonprofits, just $150. Businesses, $300, or become an event sponsor for $100. Venmo Otter Cove FF or email play@ottercoveff.org to get glowing. Glow big or glow home. The holidays start at Otter Cove.
Can
Congratulations to the Hillcrest Comets from Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls. What a season. You've given us plenty to cheer about, and we're so proud of all you've accomplished. Here's to a great bunch of players, coaches, and fans. Thanks for a great season to the Hillcrest Comets from Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls.
A morning of unforgettable fun is waiting for you at the Candy Cane and Cocoa Party presented by Lake Region Healthcare Pediatric Therapies. December 13th from 9 a.m. to noon at the Fergus Falls YMCA. Snap a picture with Santa, play reindeer games, get your face painted or fun balloon. This event is made possible by the Fergus Falls YMCA, Big Boys Painting, American Federal Bank, and Fergus Falls Monument. You don't want to miss the Candy Cane and Cocoa Party.
Choirs sing joyous Christmas music on the radio, in the streets, at the churches to decorate our world with joy. One of the real joys this holiday season is the opportunity to say thank you and wish you the very best for the new year. May the Spirit fill your home and heart with warm wishes this holiday season. Park Region would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. Looking at 25, going to be breezy. Winds on the northwest at about 18, gusting 31 tonight. 14 for our low with mostly cloudy skies. Turkey Day, Thanksgiving at 20, mostly cloudy. 5 for a Thursday night's low. So that means if you're going to brave the sales on Black Friday, bundle up. It's going to be cold as you're waiting outside. 20 for Friday's time. Friday night into Saturday, seeing a little bit of snowfall. 22 for Saturday's high, 9 for Sunday's high. Actually dropping below the donut Saturday night. So our first dip below zero, and we're going to see 9 below Sunday night, 5 below Monday night. So definitely a bit of a change in the weather forecast. Right now, Fergus Falls, 23 degrees, winds on the northwest at 26, and drops our wind chill down to single digits at 6 above. Morning Talk brought to you this morning and every morning by our good friends over at Pioneer Care and at Fergus Falls, a Monument Company.
Okay, I'm just searching for a few ideas. I know if you're like me, there's some people on your list that are really hard to buy for.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes you don't think of things that maybe you could use together as a family, like games. And I used to be the worst game player. When everyone said, oh, we're going to play games, I go, oh,
I'm still that way.
Are you?
Yeah.
Our family, my grandkids love to play games, and their family loves to play games. So I've kind of come around to their way of thinking. And you know, once you get into it, if you let yourself, you can really have fun. So catchphrase is one of a family favorite for us. And if you've not played it, you need to, because catchphrase is hilarious. So, and the thing is, we love it when we get together with John's whole family, because there's probably 10 on a team, and it just gets louder and louder and louder and louder. And it's something that kids at 8 years old or, 7 years old and people who are 90 can all play. It doesn't matter, And I saw that there's a new electronic version of catchphrase available. But I kind of like the original version.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stick with that.
A couple ideas you might want to think of if it's a smaller gathering, like say maybe 6 or less. Phase 10, that's a card game.
Yeah, you've talked about that.
That one's kind of interesting. If you've got a big group like that, Jen's got a game called Mind the Gap.
Ooh.
Now it's a little bit like Trivial Pursuit. However, it's a little different in the fact that there's 4 quadrants of the board that coincide with generations. So you've got the boomers, Gen X, Gen Z, millennials, and the questions are geared towards that. So it's really helpful to have somebody older on your team and somebody younger on your team, because they're going to know different things.
Right.
And so that Mind the Gap is one, I think, especially if you got big groups like that, where you're going to have 4 or 5 people on a team and get like 4 teams, that'd be a fun one for you.
Well, and I just somebody else had told me about this one. I don't know what they call it, but it's like a bar that hangs. It's maybe 12 inches wide, maybe a little more, and it's got like 6 or 7 sticks that hang below it. And you can set the timer to drop the sticks faster or slower. And the deal is it's an eye-hand coordination game. So you set it, and so it's one person at a time, and they just drop randomly, and you don't know which one the next one's going to drop. And the idea is to catch all of those. So it looks like kind of fun that, you could have.
Yeah, NFL players use that, and a lot of professionals use like a bigger version of that.
Anyway, I thought that looked like kind of fun,
Yeah.
and it's pretty cheap. It's like, I don't know, around $20 or something. And it's just a USB to charge it, so it's easy to keep it rolling. Don't need batteries. I love that. And the other one that I saw a video of this somewhere, and I thought it looked hilarious. It's called The Sound Game. Have you seen that?
No.
Okay, so what happens is you get, I don't know too much about it, but there are a variety, like maybe 5 different colors of cards, and so each team has a different color. And then you draw a card, and it tells you, like diving into the pool, maybe yours is. So you have to have your hands behind your back, but you make the noise to try to get your team members to say diving in the pool.
So you'd be like, boing, splash.
Or right. Or you could, snow blowing would be maybe another one. I mean, there's all kind, but watching these people make the sounds, or another one was hitting a golf shot. That was funny. But and you can't. And then there's some cards that you can draw where you can either pass or you can unlock your hands, so you can actually use your hands to do it. But without those specialty cards, you have to keep your hands behind your back as you're doing it. And from the videos, it looks hilarious. And it's about a $24 game.
Another game I almost bought. I should have bought it when I was at Fleet Farm. I saw the Oregon Trail, the card game, or like a board game version of it.
Yes.
I'm like that. I mean, I remember growing up playing that on the old Apple II.
Yeah.
And that was always kind of fun. We always joke. There's a lot of memes like T-shirts that say, "Get in, loser. We're gonna die of dysentery."
And some of the old standbys. I mean, Yahtzee is fun if you've got, like when we go, we're together for the whole weekend. So there's some like Saturday afternoon lulls, and you just need something to do. So maybe it's Yahtzee, or Taboo is another fun one. I love the ones that have timers because everybody just gets so jazzed and it gets louder and louder and louder. Anyway, so those are some fun things.
I'll throw out one more. There's several different versions of them. I think we've got like 4, and you can use it on your PC, or we've got it on our Xbox and our PlayStation. It's called Jackbox Party. What it is on the TV. It's there's some things. There's questions like there's a game called Fibbage where everybody's got their own device, and normally your phone. So everybody's got their own little thing, the input center. And like Fibbage, it's like, okay, say you got 4 people playing, one of them is the liar. So they're not fed what the question is. So it's like, raise your hand if you're right-handed. So everybody looks at it and goes, well, if I'm right-handed, so everybody raises their hand. And so the person who's the liar has to debate, do I raise my hand or not?
Okay.
And so that's Fibbage. I mean, there's each Jackbox Party probably has about 5 or 6 different games.
Okay.
And they're all fun.
Okay. And I found a helpful thing. Somebody had given me the game Farkle.
I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever played it.
So I got this game, and my granddaughter and I sat down. We tried to read the instructions, and I thought, okay, this does not sound fun at all. And I thought, oh, yeah, what a dumb game. But then this summer, I played it with some folks, some of our neighbors at the lake, and they taught me how to do it. And it's a dice game. And it's kind of, ooh, should I bet it all? I could lose it all. And, should I double my points? Should I, so it's a really fun dice game, moves really fast. But what I found is that you can't remember, okay, now, is this doubles? How much is that worth? And how much is this worth? So I ordered, there's a little round wooden piece that you can actually shake your dice on. And then that has all of the rules and regulations, what those doubles, what 6s mean, what 5s mean.
Oh, that'd be key.
So it gives you all, so it's easy to remember because it's right there. So I ordered that and they have a family model so that I think there's 6 or 8 sets of dice. So everybody gets their own shaker and their own dice. And then I ordered that thing to go with it because.
Well, it sounds fun.
Yeah, I think it sounds fun. So anyway, there's some good game ideas if you're a family who likes to play games. And even if you were like Dave and I, me at one time that says, ugh, to games, actually when you do get into it, it's super fun.
The problem is my whole family are like insanely competitive.
Well, we have a few of those too, but that makes it even more fun. And then we have one sister-in-law who, when the catchphrase thing comes around, she's laughing so hard that she's got tears running down her face, and she can't ever read the word. And so the whole joke is her finding her glasses, to put her glasses on to read the word, and she wastes so much time reading the word because she can't see through her tears from laughing. So we do have an awful lot of fun with that, and that is one of the things I most look forward to is that weekend, because, boy, we do have lots of laughs. So anyway, just want to provide, sometimes I think it's a good idea to come up with, some gift ideas
things,
that you might not think of,
Yeah.
And every year somebody comes up with something for me and says, oh, I just bought this and I love it. And then I buy it and I think, oh, I love it. And that becomes like this year's go-to, kind of like these coffee mugs.
Yep.
I think I gave a dozen of them last year. I don't know that I have that gift yet this year, so I'm looking for it. Because it's kind of nice when there's sort of a universal gift you can give to about 4 or 5 people. That's way easier.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay. Let's see what else we have for you. Of course, the Macy's Day Parade will be coming up tomorrow. I can't believe it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. And Frida the Dachshund balloon is going to return. And it's been out, had a hiatus of 13 years. So if you were a fan of Frida the Dachshund will be back. The Farmer's Dog Pet Food Company partnered with Macy's to bring back the balloon. This is the 99th parade. So I can imagine what they're going to do for 100 next year. This one first appeared in 1949.
Wow.
So it's been around for a long time. Returns as a 22-foot-long balloonsicle filled with cold air instead of helium and powered by a vehicle. The new design requires only 15 handlers compared to 24 in previous designs. Senior dogs hold a special place in our hearts. As dogs age, they trade their puppy energy for something deeper, a quiet wisdom and a gentle, unconditional love that comes only with time. So that's kind of the idea behind Frida the Dachshund.
Frida's back.
Yep, after beginning way back in 1949. Let's see what else we have for you. Every time I see the word reboot, I think, ugh, it'll be another one that's not as good as the first one. And I want to say, good for Ray Romano. If you loved Everybody Loves Raymond, I can say I've never watched it, so I don't know.
It was an okay show.
People loved it.
I watched a bit of it. I mean, I wasn't must-see TV, but when it got into reruns.
But it's funny. It's kind of a fun family thing. Anyway, Ray Romano says it definitely will never return as a reboot. He said that during the show's 30th anniversary reunion special. He said, we're never going to do a reboot because we're missing 3 cast members. 3 family members, he explained. We would never try to do the show without them. I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he said, we have too much respect for the show itself and for the beautiful audience. The sitcom aired from 96 to 2005, won 15 Emmys. 3 original cast members have passed away: Peter Boyle, Doris Roberts, and Sawyer Sweeten. Patricia Heaton, Brad Garrett, Monica Horan, and Sullivan Sweeten joined the reunion. All 9 seasons stream on Peacock and Paramount Plus, so you can go and watch the good old stuff instead of trying to, stomach your way through a reboot, because they're never very good. Okay, so just, in the last month or so, Diane Keaton passed away?
Yep.
And I have always loved Diane Keaton. She is in so many great movies, so many hilarious movies, and she was just really an interesting person. Anyway, Amazon MGM is developing a modern reimagining of the 1987 comedy, and this was one of my favorite Diane Keaton movies. It's called Baby Boom. And if you were a movie watching group like over the holidays, girl movie, you're not going to love it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I've seen this one.
Nope. Anyway, Diane Keaton, she passed away about 6 weeks ago at age 79. Anyway, they're going to bring it back, and she stars as this workaholic businesswoman, and that's all she does. She's a single woman, and that's all that matters to her is her job. Well, she is forced to raise her cousin's baby. And then it's this story of the struggle, that she goes through trying to manage both of these things. Anyway, it's a very tender and touching, and it's funny, and it's cute, and it's heartwarming. So if you're into something like that, I can highly recommend Baby Boom, and I'm sure that you can find it pretty much everywhere because it's from 1987. So probably get it for free too. So I can say, yeah, watch that one. Maybe not you.
No, I'm gonna pass.
Yeah, I think it's a girl movie, but it's really, really cute. Let's see what else we have for you. A couple of other things I wanted to highlight. I got two trivia questions for you.
Oh, we haven't done trivia in a while.
Okay. All right. Which fairy tale girl eats the window of the witch's cottage?
I'm guessing Gretel from Hansel and Gretel.
Good for you. I thought that one was a little harder. What animal is pictured on the wrapper of a Klondike bar? So easy.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Yeah, I love those.
Polar bear?
Polar bear, yep.
Hey, nice.
2 for 2. How about that?
It's been a while since I've gone 2 for 2. I've been missing them lately.
Well, they've been really hard.
Yeah.
These were a little bit easier, but you had to think a little bit about Gretel, right?
Yeah, it took me a second. I'm like, eat the window. Why would they eat? And I'm like, well, Hansel and Gretel, they eat the witch's house. Yep.
Yep, right. Okay, and I think this is kind of funny. We talk about food often, and KFC is introducing a new gravy flight. And if you don't know what a flight is, you might get a flight of wine or a flight of beer. And what that means is you get a little tray and you get maybe 5 little glasses, and you get to try 5 different kinds of whatever you're trying. So now KFC is introducing a new gravy flight.
Gravy flight.
Yeah, as part of its extra crispy festive feast for the holiday season. It's a $25 family meal, features 8 pieces of extra crispy fried chicken, 4 buttermilk biscuits, 2 large sides of mashed potatoes, and 3 8-ounce gravies, 1 of each flavor. I didn't know they had different flavors.
Well, you get your regular gravy, then you've got country gravy, and then you've got other gravy.
Okay, I didn't know that. Well, anyway, customers can also order the gravy flight individually, or they can purchase each gravy separately. It's kind of a good idea. I mean, good marketing idea.
Well, I mean, Mary, you've been in the gravy aisle at the store, and at least we got all the gravies. You got brown gravy, you got turkey gravy,
sure,
you got
but
chicken
at
gravy.
KFC, I didn't know that they had more than one gravy.
Well, I think they're bringing a couple in.
Maybe.
I think they just have the normal whatever gravy they've got, and then they're bringing in like country gravy and another gravy.
Maybe so. But I tell you what, and I know nothing could be worse for your arteries, but I'll tell you what, just a bucket of KFC chicken.
Oh,
extra
I miss
crispy
KFC.
Sounds really good.
I used to walk over there for lunch about every other week.
Remember how it smelled here?
Oh, yeah.
We would leave the studio, and all you could smell was KFC.
I'd get their little mashed potato bowl.
I loved those.
Or the chicken strips. And, it was so good. And it was
so good.
Just a quick little 100-yard walk.
I know. And it just, I mean, the smell just called to us when we left the studio. So we made that kind of a regularity around here. Ghirardelli has officially reintroduced its popular peppermint bark squares. I love these. For the holidays. A classic treat made with layers of chocolate and peppermint. I love peppermint. It returns alongside other seasonal favorites such as peppermint bark snowmen and peppermint hot chocolate mix. This year, the company is also launching a limited edition holiday sweater inspired by the candy. But yeah, so if you would like to get me a candy that I love, Ghirardelli peppermint bark squares. I love those. So, in case anyone out there listening is looking for a gift idea. Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm getting closer to actually the only people on my gift shopping list that I don't have gifts for are about 4 family members.
Oh, wow.
Everybody else is done.
Done?
Done. But it's the 4 family members that are the hardest.
Yep.
You know, grandkids get to be... And then we've got a birthday on December 20th besides.
Brutal.
It is brutal. And especially when those grandkids get to be 17 and now 18. And so they are 15 and just about 18. And the youngest of all the grandkids is 13. So they get to be those teenagers, and everything becomes more expensive.
Very expensive.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so that's where I'm at a loss. And we always do, and maybe this is a fun thing that your family could incorporate. So this started when John and I were dating, and we drove to his parents for Christmas the first year. And we had gifts for each other, but we didn't really want to exchange them in front of everybody else. So we pulled into, it's called County Park. We pulled into County Park and we exchanged our gifts. Well, then that got to be an annual thing. And then, and then Kate joined us. And so then we would have, everybody got a gift. And so to this day, we still do that now with our family of 10. So everybody gets a gift. And we do, in fact, now that we're going up to Park Rapids, we used to pull off in a park there, and it depends on if the weather allows us to do it. And it's getting harder because of basketball games and stuff. Not everybody's coming at the same time, so it gets a little dicier. But we always gather in a spot, at least in one of these cabins, and do our own family exchange before everything else happens. So it's been kind of a fun, we always used to go to Browns Valley, South Dakota. And so we always call it our Browns Valley Prize. And it will always be Browns Valley Prize. So we have a lot of fun with that. And, just some fun traditions, fun gift ideas, hopefully, that are helpful to people. All right. That wraps it up. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Here's to mashed potatoes and gravy and all the good stuff.
Oh, and stuffing.
I know. And we hope you just have a great time with your family, your friends, whoever you're celebrating with. Drive carefully. And we'll see you back here next Monday. Our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Happy Thanksgiving.